My name is Tina Padilla, and I am the founding member and current representative of the Pension Advocacy Group. Here with me today is Faith. Hi, Faith.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hi, I'm Faith Marie Ruiz, and I am a product of CPS. I'm also a retired educator with CPS. I am a Northwestern graduate, and I never had a teacher to impact me. So my mission in life and my passion was to make an impact on all the children that I was responsible for and all the children that I come in contact with.
I, on the other hand, had many teachers that impacted my life, and the reason I got involved in the politics of education, which is through our Chicago Teachers Union, was because of my teacher that encouraged me to get involved in this type of work and to become a teacher, because I never saw myself as an educator. But through my passion and love for educators, children, I love children, educators, and elders, it just all fell into place. And the Pension Advocacy Group was a perfect platform for me to do the work because I function on faith. I'm a mathematician. I was a math educator, and this is how I view things and life and how I organize things. My passion, children, educators, and elders, and I have a platform to protect them all. And Faith and a few of my friends are going to help me with this venture. Currently, in the past, a little bit about myself so you know where we're coming from and where we're going. I spent 4 terms, each term is 3 years, as a trustee of the Chicago Teacher Pension Fund. The reason I was there is because our union leadership at the time was Karen Lewis. She asked me to do this, and I agreed to do it after I did some research and saw how bad, fraudulently misrepresented we were. So I thought I could do something about it. And when I became a trustee, I saw how disrespected we were. If we weren't doing what we were told to do, then they would gaslight us. So we want to turn that way of treating children, educators, and elders around by starting this podcast. This is one of the many things we're doing to fix the system that treats children, educators, and elders as less than second-class citizens in my mind.
And Tina, tell us what the name of your or our organization is called, because I think you left that out.
Oh, the podcast is There Is No Alternative. We need to do this. We need to protect our land, our assets, and our public education for not only ourselves, but for our country, our nation, our society as a whole. We are no longer just Chicago, Illinois. This is global. This is, everybody who lives on this planet with me knows the condition we're in and how we are treated by the people who are supposed to be our fiduciaries. And Marie, do you want to say anything about fiduciary?
So fiduciary is, like you said, we are empathetic and we do everything to protect and support children, educators, and elders. And so Tina, being the founder of Pension Advocate Group, she is here and we are here to learn, especially me, because she is an expert. I'm just learning.
And you know what, expert in what I know.
And what she knows.
But there's so much to learn, and I'm only one person. We need to mass up to protect the gold standard of retirement savings, and that is called a defined benefit. And to close us out, because we didn't want to make this first podcast, this is the first of many, and we're calling this first podcast, the title of the first podcast is The First with Faith. Can you close us out with Faith's thoughts about why we are here?
So I read something about how you work for 8 hours and only live for 4, and it sounds very negative and pessimistic. How you work for 6 days to enjoy just 1. How you work 8 hours and only eat in 15 minutes. And this was our pattern as teachers, right?
15 minutes. And then people wonder why I eat so fast.
Right.
That's how I was trained.
And then you work for 8 hours and you only sleep for 5, if that many, because a lot of us used to do a lot of lesson plans and we would go to sleep late at night, right?
And wake up early to make sure that we crossed our T's and dotted our I's.
Right. So you work all year just to take 1 week or 2 for vacation. You work all your life to retire at an old age and then contemplate only your last breaths. Eventually you realize that life is nothing but a parody of yourself, practicing your own oblivion. I don't know who wrote this original credit, but I kind of flipped it, because then she said, we have become so accustomed to material and social slavery that we no longer see change. Life is a short journey, live it. That last part is okay. So I kind of flipped it. So I said, no, we work 8 hours, then live for more for God. We work 6 days and enjoy the 7th with Him. You work 8 hours and eat healthy, giving an additional 15 minutes for prayer. You work 8 hours and sleep for as long as you can. Work all year, but take weekend excursions and vacations and staycations. You work all your life to make your retirement days the fruits of your labor. You contemplate continued mindful breaks and breaths until your last breath. Eventually, you'll realize that life is everything but a parody of yourself. It's a reality of practicing your own consciousness and awareness. Let's become so accustomed to faithfulness and prisoners of hope and slaves to God that we no longer see the chains but freedom. Life is a journey. Make it last long and live it.
Amen.
So we have to see
the fruits
our
of
life.
our labor, and that's what I call a pension, a defined benefit pension, a guaranteed income that I worked for and is my inheritance, because the teachers that brought me up educated me and told me, you got to protect this because this is your inheritance, and it's the inheritance for all the other teachers that are going to come after you. So that's why we're here. I hope you will join our vision, our mission to protect and restore gold standard of retirement savings, which comes under the heading of a defined benefit that you signed up for when you became a teacher. And we have to restore Tier 2 because that was your inheritance as well as mine, and they used our money as a loan or a bond, whatever they want to call it. It was a loan, and now because they don't want to pay back the loan, they're trying to create new legislation that they're calling Tier 2, but that Tier 2 we want to repeal, and that is our message. Thanks, and I hope you join us for our next podcast. There is no alternative with Tina and Faith. Bye.
Amen.